Subscribe our channel for latest news updates.
It was the interview the White House knew was coming, and more than 20 million people watched it. And tonight, the White House is now responding to Stormy Daniels after she spoke about her alleged affair with the president, describing what she says was a threat from a stranger in a parking lot who approached her about staying silent and answering questions about the money she received just 11 days before the election to keep quiet. Tonight, what the White House is now saying, and did that money just days before voters went to the polls break the law? Here's ABC's chief national correspondent, Tom Llamas, tonight.
Tonight, the White House refusing to say whether President Trump watched that Stormy Daniels interview. But they were clear about one thing. The porn star is not telling the truth.
The president doesn't believe that any of the claims that Ms. Daniels made last night in the interview are accurate.
More than 20 million people tuned in to watch those claims. Daniels declaring she had sex with Mr. Trump back in 2006, that he invited her to his hotel suite and showed her a magazine cover with his face on it.
And so I was like, does this normally work for you? And he looked very taken back. And I was like, someone should take that magazine and spank you with it. And I'll never forget the look on his face. So he turned around and pulled his pants down a little. You know, he had underwear on and stuff, and I just gave him a couple swats.
Daniels says the future president was taken with her.
He's like, wow, you are special. You remind me of my daughter. You know, he's like, you're smart, beautiful, and a woman to be reckoned with. And I like you. I like you.
She says they then had sex, the one and only time.
You were 27, he was 60. Were you physically attracted to him?
No.
Not at all?
No.
Did you want to have sex with him?
No. But I didn't say no. I'm not a victim. I'm not.
It was entirely consensual.
Oh, yes. Yes.
In 2011, Daniels tried to sell her story to a tabloid for $15,000, but the magazine never published it, and she never got paid. That same year, Daniels says she was physically threatened, approached by a man in a parking lot when she was with her baby.
A guy walked up on me and said to me, leave Trump alone, forget the story. And then he leaned around and looked at my daughter and said, it's a beautiful little girl. It'd be a shame if something happened to her mom. And then he was gone.
She claims the scary encounter is one reason she signed a $130,000 non-disclosure agreement with the president's personal lawyer, Michael Cohen, just 11 days before the election. Cohen says he was acting on his own, but during the negotiation, he used his Trump Organization email address, and Daniels' lawyer sent documents to Cohen's office in Trump Tower. The White House says the president himself didn't know about the payment.
I can say categorically that obviously White House didn't engage in any wrongdoing. The campaign or Mr. Cohen can address anything with respect to their actions.
So far, the president hasn't mentioned Daniels by name. But this morning, he tweeted, so much fake news. Never been more voluminous or more inaccurate. But through it all, our country is doing great. He returned to the White House alone last night, the First Lady and their son remaining in Palm Beach. Today, the First Lady spokesperson telling ABC News she is focused on being a mom and is quite enjoying spring break at Mar-a-Lago while working on future projects.
And there are a lot of fast-moving developments on this, so Tom Llamas is with us here tonight. We know that Michael Cohen's lawyer has now sent a cease-and-desist letter to Stormy Daniels over those accusations that she was physically threatened in that parking lot.
That's right, David. Now, Cohen says Daniels' attorney implied he was behind that threat in Las Vegas. What Daniels' lawyer actually said in that interview was that the president and Cohen have used thuggish behavior, and it's no different than what happened in that parking lot in Las Vegas.
And we know that Stormy Daniels is suing to void this non-disclosure agreement, but now she claims that it broke campaign finance law.
Yeah, and this just happened today. They amended that just today. Daniels' attorney amended the lawsuit, arguing the $130,000 payoff from Michael Cohen, which happened just days before the election, was essentially an illegal campaign contribution. They're also now claiming defamation because Cohen has insinuated publicly that Stormy Daniels is lying about that affair when she says everything she said so far is the truth, David.
All right, Tom Llamas leading us off. Tom, thank you.